baby.
The XFL, the UFL Gambling Podcast, Week 3 Preview and Picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Use our promo code TCESGPN to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Brian Bosworth, a.k.a. The Boss, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. Do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Wow! Whoa!
Yes.
Welcome
Get right into it.
to UFL/XFL Week 3 Preview and Picks episode on the UFL Gambling Podcast. Don't forget to go over to YouTube, youtube.com/@UFL Gambling Pod, or just search UFL Gambling Podcast. And boom, our stupid faces come up. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swing It Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. I would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
It's like the UFL got hit by lightning because a lot of news in the past couple days. But we got ball games Friday, Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Can't wait. The UFL, where cross modes meet bullshit, whatever the fuck you want to say. Can't wait to kill it again. All right. And I am joined by, some say, the heartbeat of the UFL Gambling Podcast with the way he's been giving out these DFS lineups left and right. He is also the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, which you should check out, especially with the Masters rolling along, or on the verge of rolling along. Give it up for Scumbagger Vance, a.k.a. the Bet Detective, CJ Sullivan. How are you, buddy?
Good, buddy. What's up? What's going on there? Good to be back. Yeah, I'm kind of becoming a DFS expert here. You know, no big deal. Just got top 10 last week, and we see already looking at this week's lineup. I can't wait. I know I don't want to tease anything for the end of the show, but like it's so stacked. I have overflowing of cash. I might just hand it out in the streets, NIL style, charity wise. I have so much overflowing of DFS money. Do we freeze? That's it. You just going to let me hang like this?
I think we did.
That's it. I'm done talking. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. Glad we're
honestly,
all here.
My internet. My internet.
Well, it's funny. You
my
froze.
internet froze over here.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, Colby's connection must have froze, but I'm like, wait, he's moving around. I think he's pretending like he's like where his wife. He's the old pretending the nap routine while the missus wants you to do some tricks.
I didn't hear any audio after you said yes, yes, and then I did freeze, and then I came out of that and I was like, wait, are they talking without me or not? But whatever you said, I'm sure was fantastic for the world. We were also joined by third man in the booth. He is the host of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast, which goes live in an hour. So we will give out just two UFL plays on the slate here. Give it up for Justin Mark, a.k.a. No Turn. J Mark, how are you, buddy?
You know, I'm doing good. You're starting to jinx me with this no turn. Just to talk a little mower, my zero turn, the hydraulic hose went out. And if you don't know anything about zero turns, they cannot turn without a hydraulic hose that's working. So
wow.
Thanks for the jinx. Appreciate it. I did fix it, but thanks for the jinx.
I like that he dropped the old zero turn burn on you there, Kobe. That flashback to the old season 1 of the XFL show when he would shame us. The Iowa boy would shame us for,
right.
not for the no zero turn knowledge.
I don't get.
I mean, he comes from the land of John Deere, so it's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, me and CJ, the first time we did a couple shows, and he mentioned a no-turn lawnmower, we said, "The fuck is that?" But glad to see. I jinxed whatever you got there with your. You might be speaking fucking Korean to me because I have no idea what the hell you're just talking about. He's like, oh, yeah, hydraulic pump of the vase cord B of the John Deere. You drive a John Deere, J Mark?
No, it's a Dixon.
Ooh, isn't that blasphemy?
John Deere's.
Isn't that blasphemy in Iowa?
Yeah, what did John Deere do to you is the question.
Fuck.
They charge too much, and then you can't even get their manual anymore.
Well, they charge too much. We don't have a problem with the hydraulic pump. All right, on that no turn. All right.
Fair enough. It's a hose, not a pump, but you'll get there.
Hopefully not. I don't like lawns. All right, but I would be the asshole to just throw out some rocks and paint them green. You know what I mean? Grass. All right. Grass is just for football. Speaking of football, it's been a wild, wacky week considering we're entering week 3.
Yeah.
We got big news, major news in this. We hit on the Marcus Sims trade where he then threw the Michigan Panthers under the bus on Twitter. And then even a Jeff Badette in there shitting on the league too. But we got more news. We were kind of ahead of the curve on this one, I would say.
The Sims trade rattled the league like the Luka Doncic trade of the UFL, they said.
Mark Cuban shaking his head.
Yeah.
Gregg Williams and the DC Defenders, I think some of us had thought that they were the best defense in the league. Not anymore, right? Gregg Williams is now resigning and taking the Tennessee State defensive coordinating position right ahead of spring ball. They have their spring game this weekend. What the hell happened here? I mean, we were kind of on top of this, but
I thought I thought this was news. Like, I don't understand why this was such a story of a shock of a story. It was a shock when he was on the sidelines for week 1 and 2, because they said he was going to Tennessee, and I'm like, that's why he was there to dial it up. And then I think they said, well, he wants to do a nice smooth transition, but eventually he's going to Tennessee State there, and so that's what happened. It's like this came out of nowhere. Like they already knew the whole staff was going there. The Sims trade came out of nowhere. This guy AJ Smith came out of nowhere. Yeah, AJ Smith came out of nowhere. This was to be expected.
Yeah, and at one point they said he was going to play till the end of this season, but we didn't expect him to.
Yeah, he saw the writing on the wall. We're not going to win too many more games after this. We got our 2 dubs. Let's make it
2-0. Let me get out of this league. Yeah, we got also news: the San Antonio Brahmas. AJ Smith resigned. Didn't quit. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Didn't get fired. He quit.
No.
And was that not the case?
No, absolutely. No, it absolutely was the case. I mean, J Mark were talking about this while you were waiting to come and get the diapers or whatever. We said that. This was news to Son of a Bum. Son of a Bum was like, because he, no one keeps him plugged in on anything going on over there. Like, well, what's going on? Who's going to call the plays now? I was like, not me. I know that. I don't know. I don't know. Special teams coach. I saw him lying around. I don't know.
The only thing I make the calls on is what do we have for lunch and dinner at this joint? That chicken cutlet, Linda, bring that shit back.
Right. I found a barbecue joint I like, but other than that, it's a good question. I guess I should think about that. Who the hell is going to call the plays?
Oh, this is what I love. Now, this is what I love. Peyton Pardee is coming in. That speaks volumes to me. Jack Pardee's grandson. Yes, Jack Pardee of the original World Football League in the 70s. He coached there. Also coached in the USFL with the Houston Gamblers. Also coached the Houston Cougars when they had Andre Ware and David Klingler. Also coached the Houston Oilers when they had Frank Wright have that ridiculous comeback. And also coached in the CFL and played for the Washington Redskins and LA Rams Texas A&M guy, played for Bear Bryant back in the day. I love this one, paying homage. But here's my thing. The statement I saw said like he wants to focus on more of a rushing attack.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you, Wade. Parties do the run and shoot. So you're leaving AJ Smith's run and shoot, and you're going to a different variation of the run and shoot, which I'm pretty similar is the same fucking thing because June Jones was also the OC of the Houston Gamblers at one point in the 80s. Maybe it means no Kellen Mond and they just run the ball more. I would sign up for that, but I still don't think they're going to be. I'd be very surprised if they become like a ground and pound team with a Pardee's name on it. What do you think of this, Bet Detective?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. I mean, it is a pretty short turn. It seems like it. I mean, it literally happened this week, and it's I doubt son of a bum is that good of a poker player where he like he could act like he knew it was good, but it looked like it pretty much shocked them the way it shocked us. So I'm going to be very. Probably, I mean, like we were neutral in this game, looking on the look ahead line, and then went to fade down the line. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'm certainly not going to back them coming into this week.
I mean, I think it could be a blood. If you just give the ball to Anthony McFarland, say five more times,
sure.
I think your chances of winning go up.
Right, that'd be kind of a great way to do it. Get these convoluted, get these geniuses out of here. Let's just get an idiot that can just toss the ball to the NFL running back we got there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not rocket science. I know this league makes it seem like they really hyped up AJ Smith the past couple of years. I feel like that was their darling, like to mic up on the sidelines. So I was a bit shocked by that news, but I didn't think he was a great offense coordinator last year. I'm not saying he's terrible or anything, but I just thought you didn't get the ball to McFarland that often.
You know he's like he's similar to Kingsbury in the NFL, where he comes out usually on fire or whatever, or once they figure it out, it either takes a while to figure out or it gets stale real quick, and it gets figured out. So he's not great for the full season, but he can hit or miss, you know.
Yeah, I saw people in the Reddits on the internet say he should be a head coach for the Houston Roughnecks. Remember, he was the OC with PJ Walker and June Jones back in the day. There, I don't know, J Mark. What do you make of this news? Does this make you more bullish on the Brahmas, or are you saying I don't know what the hell's happened in this locker room? Wade Phillips just won his goddamn cutlet.
I mean, yeah. To CJ's point, he usually comes out firing, and then the league figures him out. Came out and only scored 12 points a game and said, never mind, I'm done, guys. As far as running the ball, though, I mean, I come from a lineage of mower fixers, not coaches. But if you're a good coach and you look at your team, you go, fuck, McFarland's the only guy we got, right? We got to get him the ball. So it makes sense that they're going to run it more. Now, I know they got better players, but with their quarterback situation, it doesn't matter. Am I rushing to buy a future on them? Absolutely not. Do I think they can turn it around this week? No. But depending on how they look, it might be interesting going forward, because that's kind of been one of the critiques of the Brahmas is that AJ Smith offense looks good, then they get it figured out. So it'd be interesting to see how that offense evolves or changes. You would hope that it evolves in a positive way rather than regresses. Not much to regress from this year, though.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some other news with some guys out. We'll get to that in the DFS portion or maybe the in-game moment portion. But we got a game tomorrow night, boys. But before we get to that action, what to tell you, the UFL Gambling Podcast is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And if you're looking for all of SGPN's picks and podcasts in one convenient place, well, we got it for you. Download the free SGPN app. Just type in SGPN wherever you get your apps, and you click that download button and let it ride. All right, game one. Friday night, we get the Arlington Renegades heading into Penetrobe Stadium, take on the Birmingham Stallions. It's Skip Holtz. Now, Alex Magoo, he's out for the 5 weeks, maybe the season. They brought up Case Cookus. They also signed Andrew Peasley, who I'm very familiar with from his Utah State and Wyoming days. I think Peasley does fit the MO. Not that I expect him to be on the field, but another wise signing, perhaps, I think, long term. if the league is long term. But yeah, I'm going to. We got the King of Spring, Arlington. Guys, you guys know me all too well. Birmingham -3.5. Lock this thing up. I will take the over 39.5 too. I think both teams are going to be able to score a little bit of points. Don't be confused by that roughneck Renegades bullshit a week ago. I think the King of Spring. He's been to Penetrope Stadium before. He's performed well back when he was a New Jersey General. I'm sure there was a chapter about that in his book. And I think they'll be able to score enough. Now Birmingham's defense is super legit, but I do think Birmingham, this is their first home game. Crowd will be decent. I think they're the play. Lay the 3.5. Bet detective, you disagree?
No, I do not disagree. I think this is a huge step up in class for Arlington. I'm all over the King of Spring this year. I love them on the future. I actually was shocked this line was only 3, to be honest with you. I could see that if Arlington played well versus Houston, which they did not. They looked terrible. But they got the win. They got it done. Look ahead spot. You can call it what you want. I mean, obviously I expect a much better effort for them this week. But Birmingham already with that loss under their belt. Now corral a quarterback to exactly how I thought it was going to be with them. I was never a Magoo fan. I know that's you guys and your USFL stuff. But that being said, this is a step up in class. I don't care. I don't care if this line gets up to 5 or 6. I think Birmingham is going to win this going away. I think they're going to smash them. Another freeze job for Colby.
I said Colby said something, but I didn't hear him.
What do you think about that total? Sorry, I hit the mute because my son was crying in the background.
Shout out the little white lion there. White tiger, I'm sorry. The total, what are we looking at the total here? It's
39.5.
39.5. Well, like I said, I mean, I think Corral with a week under his belt as the number one. Now, granted, it was the first play of the game where Magoo got hurt last week, so he played the whole game, but he was tossed in there. And, I mean, I'm sure he did take reps with him, but I think it'll be a much better situation here. Defense is better for Arlington, but yeah, I can see the over. I mean, I like Arlington's offense. They're going to have a bounce back week spot. And I just like, unders have been to play this year, but this one I can see Friday night. I can see some points being scored.
There we go. J Mark, we know you've taught yourself how to handicap UFL on YouTube. What are you doing here with your King of Spring heading into Penetrope? What are you doing?
I mean, partially true. My betting started with the Sports Gambling Podcast. So when they approved it in Iowa, I sought out a podcast, and those are the guys I found.
Nice.
If you watched our recap show, I said I almost had Arlington 2 and Birmingham 3, but it didn't make sense because I was going to pick Birmingham to win this game, and I do think they're going to cover. Yeah. Last time these two played, it was in week 2 of last year. It ended 27-14 Birmingham. That's 41 points. I think Arlington is going to be able to move the ball a little bit better than that, so I definitely like the over, but I think Stallions cover either way. I don't like that we all agreed. That seems like a jinx.
Yeah. Well, I'll be rooting for Arlington. That's for sure. If that helps you out a little bit. I know you old guards love your Birmingham Stallions and your franchise. I'm a King of Spring man myself. But yeah, I think they'll
Skip Holtz is the King of Spring. Come on.
And by the way, you can still get plus 270 on Birmingham to win the Freedom Cup again. You know what I mean? So I mean, why would you not go in there and grab a little bit of that? Saturday, we have one game. That is the Houston Roughnecks heading to Memphis, Tennessee, to the world famous, fantastic Liberty Bowl. Memphis is laying 4.5. The over-under at 35.5. Well, the bet detective, he was trying to, off air last episode, he was trying to sell me on this over. No, not buying it.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Marcus Sims going to play for the Roughnecks. Does he know their plays? Probably doesn't need to with that offense.
Well, what play does Curtis Johnson? How complicated can Curtis Johnson's playbook
Pass left. It's like Memphis, on the other hand, our second week of Ken Wisenhunt coming. They're hungry for a win. I'm going to lay the 4.5 because I think they're much, much, much better than the Houston Roughnecks. And the fact that the Roughnecks covered against Arlington, I think people are going to think, they'll cover against Memphis. Not so fast. This Showboat defense going to put the kibosh on this Anthony Brown bullshit. I like the under as well, but give me Memphis -4.5. Bet Detective, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, before the show, we were looking at some futures as well. Memphis, you can get, I believe, they're at 34-1, which is pretty crazy number for a team. Like I was saying before, hasn't looked that bad. I know they're 0-2, but a couple things go here or there. They could be 2-0. That being said, that's what I mean. I think they're really going to show out against Houston. I think they're going to roll Houston. This was another line we grabbed as soon as it came out. It was at 3. Now it's already at 4.5. I do not care. I mean, I like this Memphis team. Jonathan Adams. I don't think they're as bad as that record shows. Houston, on the other hand, I do think is that bad. I think they are as advertised, absolutely terrible. Now these are bad teams. I'm not saying Memphis is great by any stretch of the mind, but when you get two bad teams going like this, that's what the overtime tends to hit. So I like Memphis here a lot, and I like the over as well.
Can't they get Curtis Johnson to take a gig somewhere else?
I love him in there.
They own the whole league, though. Can't they just be like, Curtis?
Yeah.
We can get you a gig as the, offensive line coach with the, I don't know.
Well, that's what makes him great, because they want him to succeed. So they keep giving him these things. They're giving him Sims. They gave him the damn franchise. As J-Mark said, ain't no politics in Houston. He can play just fine immediately. He'll step right on in. And, but he just can't. But he's just so bad. So we should count our blessings that he's there, that we get to fade him every week.
And explain the overplay here to the loyal listeners of the UFL Gambling Podcast.
Well, like I said, when you have two bad teams going, not only two bad teams, but you have two bad teams who have the belief that they can win. This is a game that's winnable for them, which is very rare for them during the season, especially for Houston. That's when they get extra fired up, and they put it out, and you're going to see a full-on effort. And defense is usually what struggles in those situations.
Yeah. J-Mark, are we all on the same page yet again?
Yeah, Memphis is going to fuck them up. They're going to fuck them up. CJ's almost got me sold on that over as well. I'll probably stay away from the total altogether, but I was going with the under. He's almost got me sold on it with the bad teams, both thinking they can win. I still think I'm going to take the under. I mean, Houston's defense didn't look terrible against Arlington, even though Arlington was kind of sleepy. I think that it was more of that. But yeah, I think it's a low scoring game. Memphis wins at something like 18-6 or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
I'm buying the dip with the overs. Everyone's going unders with all unders. What are the
a good
unders
play?
Are they 7-1 the unders this year? And I think that's pretty crazy.
Well, I have the over in the Birmingham game. This is just what I can't get there with this bullshit offenses. All right, folks, before we get to Sunday's action, because doubleheader on Sunday, it's gonna be fantastic. Want to let the good people know that the UFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Edge Boost. Have you ever had your deposit blocked by your bank right before a big bet? Ever needed cash at 2 a.m. for another shot at the tables, but hit your ATM limit? Well, Edge Boost has your back. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors. Edge Boost gives you fast, reliable access to your funds, making it easier to move money when and wherever you need it, without the delays that come with traditional banks. For you high rollers, you can move up to $250,000 a day on your Edge Boost Visa debit card with unlimited withdrawals. This works 24/7 for instant deposits too. So never wait for a wire to clear ever again. What's that? It gets better. Every time you deposit into a qualified gambling account, you can earn cashback rewards up to 0.5% there. All this, for no usage fees and no minimum balance. Edge Boost is a debit card, essentially a debit account that makes it easier to get started with no credit checks, no minimum balances, no usage fees. Simply verify your identity and boom, you're ready to go. So what are you doing? Edge Boost has just been killing it to me. Like we used this thing right when it came out. I know me and Stacking the Money Green were over there. All right, boom. getting in on the action. Go to www.edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Once again, that's www.edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. What are you waiting for? Sign up for Edge Boost today. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the Masters, which I know the Bottom Line Bombs podcast has been covered. Plus, props for every game. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, even outside of the States. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code TCESGPN. For 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. It's Sunday. We have a just noon kick. The Brahmas, new offensive coordinator, bringing in a Pardee. Now we're talking. The Michigan Panthers. Now, I will say, did I catch some news? Obviously, they traded Marcus Sims. I thought I also saw.
Well, you're talking about the IR for the running back situation.
Yes, Matt Colburn is at least out 5 weeks.
Wow.
I think potentially the season with that injury. But they also lost. We talked about losing Breland Speaks to the injured reserve as well.
Terrible. Defensive player of the year last year.
Yeah, they signed Grant Miller, an offensive guard. They're trying to get in the action there, but I just, who the hell they throwing to? Who the hell they running to? I think I'm trusting the one game coaching bump here. Pardee comes into town, comes in with some moxie. Used to be, he's like, my dad's a goddamn legend. You piles of shit, right? What are you guys gonna do? He walks right in and he tells them.
Piles of shit.
Yeah. He's like, okay, McFarland, we're getting him the ball. I know I don't like to run, but we're going to do some dink and dunk into this guy. He's a beast. And I do believe sometimes a shakeup's good. Meanwhile, Michigan, their locker room seems all over the place. There'll be 12 people at this game. I'm on the Brahmas. I think they're live on the money line. I'm taking the points. I'm taking the money line, and I am taking the over 36.5.
Well, I'm the opposite side with you here. I'm definitely
actually I think the under is the play. The more I think about it, give me the under.
I was just gonna say that's a wild over for you to take there. Not that you're not afraid of taking over, but this does not scream over. Now I'm not saying the over can't hit, but this does not scream over. I will be on the under. You just said who's Michigan going to throw the ball to? Who are they going to run the ball to?
They bring
and then you got Brahmas' coordinator walking out the door, and you got son of a bum there who has no idea what's going on, let alone Kellen Mond, the quarterback. You're
right. You're the man. You're the man. You're right.
What are we talking about here?
Etling will probably come in. If I could just get Perkins all game, I would take the over. Right. But I can't be confident in that.
But you can't. They will not give it to you.
Yeah. So I will take the under 36.5. So J-Mark, you're jotting this down. Change my goddamn play to the under. All right. But Brahmas are hitting this thing. They're hitting this thing. And I think they're live, Bet Detective.
All right. I like it.
I'm
not taking it, but I like that you're stepping out there with it. No, I'm on the under as my main play, and this was the one side of the 4 games I was the least confident, and that was before the AJ Smith news. So that helps me a little bit. I'm going to just take Michigan at home to bounce back. They're the better team. San Antonio is not good, and I am not a Mond fan. He's just awful. They'll still be able to run the ball. They got Nate McCrary, who really was their main back. And I was saying earlier, Jaden Sheridan will have to step up now that he's on the RL. So it's not great. I don't like it. I like the under. It's going to be a tough game, but Michigan, I can see rallying, and they're just a better team than the Brahmas. The Brahmas are a mess.
Tyler in the chat saying Panthers running it 4 times, getting stuffed 4 times at the goal line was a low point last week.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
I mean, it's these NFL coaches, man. They just can't get out of their own way. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just, no, it'll work. Do it again. It'll work. Yeah. I mean, Michigan's.
I was just gonna say Nolan, by the way, I made a joke about Luka Doncic, but he's the one who made that joke. I was taking it from him. He goes, "Why did you trade Sims?" People were like, they said they're going to be a worse trade than Luka, so I wanted to prove them wrong.
Oh man, Nolan is just hilarious. I do wonder though. I have a future on Michigan, and I'm just not.
Yeah, you can burn that up.
Yeah. I'm not buying in here.
Go ahead and use that meme I did of the New Zealand women fucking ripping up that ticket. Ripping up your Panther future.
I do think that thing is gone. But you never know. You got to hold on to these tickets because you never know if the league will just say, you know what?
Right.
How would you like?
Yeah, no, for
how
sure.
would you like Skip Holtz, Michigan? We're gonna give you Skip Holtz for a
yeah. This league, hold all tickets.
Yeah, future considerations. J Mark, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, so before the AJ Smith news, I was actually ready to jump on the Brahmas for a sneaky money line spot. I thought they could kind of catch Michigan sleeping here, but I think that just throws too much in. Maybe in a week or two it pays off, but I think it's too much just shuffling around right now, especially when he is planning on changing the offense. You're going to see, I think, a lot of mistakes happen. So,
but is he really changing the offense if he runs, run, and shoot?
I guess I don't know. We'll see. I think he should just run the ball with McFarland. I mean, we talked about that, but I got to go with Michigan here. I know that they also have some locker room issues obviously going on, but I think that's the play. The under is definitely the play. Michigan's going to win this one by a touchdown or so.
Wow.
All right. I like it.
Yeah. Final game on the slate. Maybe the game of the week, some could say. I thought maybe before Gregg Williams left, but the DC Defenders lead this all-time series 3-2. They didn't get swept last year though, but in 4 of those 5 outings, you have to go back to the first. They only played one time in that first, or in the 2020 XFL season. And that was the only time the under hit. The other 4 outings they've had the past 2 years, the over has smashed in all of them. Over this number, 38.5. I'm talking some of them. One of them, St. Louis scored over by themselves. We're at the filthy Battle Dome, in St. Louis, but the Defenders catch it 6.5, rivalry game. I don't know how the hell you can get there with here's my take on this one. This is the one that scares me. I actually feel like pretty good about the other 3. This one stinks a little bit to me. This one is the one that I'm worried about. Like the Battlehawks win, but DC ends up covering. Now I'm still taking the Battlehawks because I don't know what DC's defense is going to be like. I have no idea if the players are getting, kind of sick of all these other, coaches leaving left and right. You wonder at what point is enough, but I do like the over. I think the over is hitting in this game. I'm going to lay the 6.5, but it seems so goddamn chalky. Everyone I talk to about in the UFL talks about this game. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of stuff you said. Now, I grabbed this line when it first opened at 5 just to grab it and that was my instinct. But the gambler in me agrees with you, where I think DC might be the play here. Like just because St. Louis looks great, St. Louis at home at night, so you just automatically think, well, why wouldn't they roll DC? Gregg Williams just left, but this is a rivalry game, and this is a real rivalry. And that being said, DC has a lot of weapons on offense. If Tamu can be anywhere near accurate, I mean, they'll put up points on St. Louis. Now St. Louis will put points back up, but so I love the over as well. I think 6.5 might be too high for against a DC team. This isn't not San Antonio you're playing. This is a rivalry. A rivalry game versus a DC team that beat Birmingham. Say what you want, about the doorman comments, but they have the talent out there. So I think DC's been on a campaign this year to bounce back from what their awful season of last year. So I'm going to take the 6.5, and I want to take the over 38.5.
I should also note that Anthony Becht stated that right guard Abdul Beckham, I think it is, Beecham, Beckham, one of the two. They're starting right guard out for the game. This is one I wonder if Manny Wilkins looks a little human in this matchup. We talked about this, J Mark, where he hasn't taken a lot of shots down the field, playing that dinky dunk, rinky dink bullshit, right? Running around, getting some yards on the ground against a aggressive Gregg Williams defense. So I know he's not there, but his son's there. Is this where DC can actually take advantage of a quarterback that has looked great so far, but could that be a little bit of a little bit of bullshit they're showing us the first 2 weeks? What do you think?
I think if this was in DC, I'd take DC. But being in the Battle Dome, the crowd shows up and it is rocking. They're fired up. I got to go with St. Louis here. They've been playing really well. St. Louis and DC got a little rivalry going on last year. I think that's going to carry over, and it is going to be a good game, but I think St. Louis is going to pull ahead at the end and cover this game. And I do like the over as well. I think there's going to be some points in this game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, St. Louis at home. St. Louis looks like the best team. They've been on a mission. I can see where that's the auto play. That's what makes me think twice about it. The auto play mentality of it. I'm like, well, that's where DC has to step up. But they look. St. Louis at home is great.
Yeah, that's the thing to me is it's like just seems very chalky. I can see. And this wasn't the fake punt game last year. They threw it to the lineman, the tight end, they threw it to the lineman. Wasn't that it?
And then Tammy melted down at the end. They were in this game, and I think AJ McCarron might have got hurt. This is actually where Wilkins played this game, right? Wasn't AJ McCarron hurt right before this game?
I think you might be right. You might be right. So now they got tape on the bastard. That's what Gregg Williams says.
Yeah, there will be 15. There will be at least 15,000 people in there. I know Colby likes to throw his bullshit stats about they're down 15% or something from the standings. I mean, they packed the house. Crying out loud, just because they move some seats around doesn't mean the percentage is low.
They don't. They faked that. It's a sellout. Just not the top deck.
You can come for a lot of
just
teams.
Not the. I know this from stand-up days. Yeah, the Springer show I'm doing. I told you, man. They're there for me. I killed tonight.
Yeah,
I killed tonight.
I know you would have your opener go up and do the head counter during your set, like go one by one, because you didn't trust those bastard club owners. They would fudge the numbers.
Looking at what's that?
Just real quick, looking at the injury report, I don't think Hakeem Butler's going to play again. Manny Wilkins was limited today with a hamstring injury. That's probably more of just a monitoring type thing. Take it easy. I don't expect him to miss the game, but Hakeem Butler not playing, I figure he's probably going to miss another week or two.
If this thing goes up a point, I have to take DC.
I'd almost rather Wilkins have an arm injury than a hamstring injury because his ground attack is so vital for his success.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you jumped on, Colby, CJ and I were talking a little bit. You can find some nice value on some of these books with touchdown bets, anytime touchdowns, first touchdown bets. Jacob Sailors is like an automatic play for first touchdown. He's been solid. It's around plus 320, I think. So look out for that if your book has it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. More of that, please, if your book doesn't have. If you're listening out there, we need more of that. Look, we're going to talk DFS in a second here, but I do want to get our locks as far as best bet on the board, a dog to hit, and a total to play. To me, I think the best bet on the board is the Birmingham Stallions minus the points. The total that I like most is the over in the Birmingham Arlington game. The dog I like is the Brahmas. That's what I'm doing here. If I had to pick fire bet detective.
Lock. I like Birmingham as well, but since you took it, I have no problem switching over. My lock is Memphis Showboats minus the points. They will destroy Houston. And if your lock isn't fading Houston every week, then what are we even doing here? Dog, like I said, I'll take the points with DC defenders. Don't feel great about it, but that's a lot of points for this rivalry game. I'll grab the 6.5, and I'll take the over in that same game as my total 38.5 DC St. Louis.
J-Mark?
I'm locking the Stallions. I like the St. Louis and DC over, and I did not pick a dog. But if I had to say one of them, I was going to ride with the Brahmas until the AJ Smith news. Maybe it doesn't affect them as much as I think. So if I had to pick one, that's who it would be. But I still think Michigan wins.
You don't have to do that. You can give his Sailors first touchdown. What's that? Plus 320.
Or you can do a parlay, buddy.
I like the Sailors touchdown.
Yeah,
That's been
Sailors
solid.
All right.
First touchdown, 320.
All right.
Yeah.
I won't hop potato you next time. All right. Folks, want to tell you that the UFL Gambling Podcast, we're going to get to our DFS lineups, but before we do that, we're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, which also happens to be a sponsor of the league right now. And shout out to Underdog Fantasy for locking up that deal. And we will be tweeting out at UFL Gambling Pod, at the Colby D, at JMark Football, at CJ Sullivan _ some of our favorite plays when those numbers drop. So they're not currently up right now. Probably waiting for all the lineups to get finalized. But Underdog Fantasy is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I played Underdog Pick'em. You can play any sport, win up to 100 times the amount of money you enter. So what are you doing? Sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props, and Rhythm is now live. They dropped their models for MLB action. What's not to like there? Plus, they got models for golf and NBA. Picks so good it feels like cheating. Building your own model is simple and easy, and just Rhythm, they're ahead of the curve with this. And they have some amazing deals going on currently. 25% off monthly subscription for with the promo code SGPN25 and 50% off annual subscription with the promo code SGPN50. That's Rhythm, RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. All right, we are back, and it is time for DFS action. Once again, now I didn't hit for cash last week. Maybe I should have spent some of that $8,000 I had left over. This week I only had 1,700 left over, but I'm feeling all right. Bet Detective, you've been killing it here.
Killing
early on, just just beating our ass. So I'm going to let you start off with the quarterback play, and I'll see if I make adjustments. But I'm curious what you're doing there.
He's going to copy your lineup.
That's fine. Hey, listen, it's all free gifts here. This is what the Bet Detective does. You know, over Bottom Line Bomb, Scumbagger Vance, I gave out a 60-1 winner today with the first day leader, Justin Rhodes. Woo! Nothing wrong with that. So everyone come on in. We're all in this together to tech down these books. Now, when it comes to quarterback, there's only certain teams where you get the one quarterback system there. That's obviously the ones you got to lock in, and you got to pay for them, but they're well deserved. You got to pay for them. One is the Friday night game, obviously, the King of Spring versus Corral. You can trust in that game. But I'm Manny Wilkins at home. His floor is high, I think, because of his rushing ability. You know, he's always running, for 80 yards touchdown. So even if he does have a bad game, doesn't take shots down deep, he's going to put up numbers. He's going to run. He's in that dome, in that offense. That offense is elite. So I'll pay the price. He's the top. He's the most expensive quarterback. I'm not afraid of paying for that because I have plenty of bargain bins to come down this lineup. So give me Manny Wilkins.
Nice. Not scared away from missing practice.
Well, I didn't know about it till this show started. So,
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Well.
That now that you brought it up, Jim.
Matt Corral. Look, the Stallions are my lock. This team is, I think, still the best team in this damn league. So $9K, give me Matt Corral. J-Mark, what'd you do here?
Yeah, like the Bet Detective, I got Manny Wilkins. If he stays limited the rest of the week, I think Matt Corral is an excellent one to kind of pivot to. But for now, I don't think he's injured. I think it's more of a maintenance day. So yeah, give me Manny Wilkins.
The tough part of that is the last game on the slate, right? That's the St. Louis game. That's what I don't like about it. And Corral will be Friday night, but he's going to play.
Well, at the running back spot, I only rostered one running back this week. Curious what you guys did, but Bet Detective, you're a leadoff spot, man. You're Gary Pettis over there. What are you doing? What are you doing there?
I mean, I know. Well, like I said, because I have so many bargain bins, I also went expensive here. I don't know how you don't have Jacob Sailors in your lineup. I mean, like I said, he has more touchdowns than 70% of the league teams, more than just like that. I mean, that's going to
roster him. You got to roster him.
It's going to come down a bit, obviously, the touchdowns. But as for now, I mean, he's scoring in multiple ways. It's not like he's just like that goal line back, from week one or anything like that. He's doing it all kinds of different combinations.
And Wilkins doesn't stretch the ball down the field much, so you don't really have to worry about. They kind of dink and dunk it down there, which sets up the running backs really well, or Wilkins rushing. To your point of playing Wilkins at the quarterback spot. You got to roster him, in my opinion, in DFS right now. J-Mark, do you have him on your team?
Yeah, I said you were going to copy CJ. Looks like I'm copying him, but yes, I also have Sailors. The only frustrating thing of his 3 touchdowns was that I had a anytime touchdown on Jervion Howard last week, and it's like, just fucking put him in. Sailors has had enough, but
yeah. At the wide receiver spot.
Did you play him? Did you play Sailors, Colby?
I did.
Yeah, you have to.
You had to. Yeah. I did go with 3 wideouts. True.
Do you want me to give out the free square to everyone?
Yes. Get in there.
Let me toss this out there just so I can at least get the credit for it before you guys jack this from me. And I have no problem with you guys jacking. I want our listeners to take it. My favorite bargain play of the weekend, wide receiver for Birmingham. Now, Deion Kane is out. Personal reasons? Is that what we're being told?
Yeah.
That's a lot of things going on down there. CJ Marble, of course, came back and he was he had a kid. I think that was the reason why he was out, not injured wise. So who knows? Skip was a very players coach oriented, lenient. He lets you get those PTOs, whatever it is.
But to go have a kid, like he's like, hey, you want to go have a kid? Go have sex with her. We'll give you the night off, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
no condoms, all right?
Like a conjugal visit. You got to schedule it. But anyway, with Corral who got in there, he was throwing deep. He had that beautiful ball to Deion Kane that they showed with different angles. Now he's out. And who is going to replace him as the number 1 wide receiver, at least down the deep threat? Davion Davis. And you can get him at 4,900 to be the number 1 wideout in my book for this Birmingham team, which is going to put up a lot of points with Corral quarterback.
I like it.
So everyone should have Davion Davis in their lineup, I think, this week.
Yeah. You talked me into it pre-episode. I said I was stealing from you, even though it was my idea.
You're sampling. You're sampling like rappers.
Yeah, this is a James Brown break right here. J Mark, did you join the party?
Yeah, I mean, he talked me into it as well. I had Memphis running back Jacob Cabody because they're playing Houston, but for just a couple dollars more to get Davis, why not? CJ sold me.
I love that Jacob Cabody play, by the way, too. He's also on my list. He got 50% of the shares for Memphis, and he's only 4,200 this week.
And against Houston, come on.
Exactly. Yeah. And Deneric Prince has been a little banged up, too. Who knows? He might even get more shares. So
there we go.
That being said, get Davion Davis in there.
Oh, yeah. Second wideout for me, then. Most expensive to me. I just had a bunch of money laying around like I normally do after cashing on UFL gambling plays. Javante Kirkland. I think this San Antonio offense going to wake up against this Michigan defense. It's a little depleted, locker room problems. Javante Kirkland, 9,200. I thought about Anthony McFarland, but just I need to see it. But 9,200. Javante Kirkland, pay up for him. He's going to have a big game as the Brahmas win this thing on the money line. I know you guys don't have Javante Kirkland, but Bet Detective, who's your second wideout?
No, I would not have Kirkland because, well, personally, I think Jacob Harris is a better deal on that value on that same exact team. He gets the same exact kind of targets with him, but Kirkland could step up for sure.
Well, I'm expecting a quarterback change, and Kirkland, I think, might have a little more continuity.
You know what? And that's the division you need in UFL. You need to predict these other quarterbacks coming in mid-game because that happens all the time. I mean, seriously. So, all right, so I went with my guy, Jonathan Adams. I mean, he's just absolutely destroying it.
What's his price, by the way?
He's still only 7,600. Not too bad,
That's tempting, man.
Right.
That is tempting.
I mean, on Memphis, who's going to absolutely destroy this Houston team.
All right, you sold me. You sold me. Get this Kirkland fucking Costco brand wide receiver out of here. Right.
This is setting up to be this team to flop, and you come right and blame me for the entire thing. This is exactly what Colby does. That detective talked me into this bullshit.
Jonathan Adams, I've been a fan since he was at Arkansas State, all right? Centennial Bank Stadium.
Yeah, I love Jonathan Adams this week. I mean, how can you not? He's been killing it, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down. He's getting the targets, he's getting the production, everything, and they're going against Houston. What are we doing?
Yeah, J Mark, who's your second wideout?
Yeah, I might have to go back to having Cabote in my lineup, so I'm not just a complete copy of CJ's. But yeah, I mean, he's averaging 23.1 points through the first 2 games. He's going against Houston, and he's only 7,600. Why wouldn't you play Jonathan Adams?
Wild. I've played him all 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I hear there's rumors on the internets.
Well, we all have him. Now let's see if you get Swift. You know, no one wants to give me the credit I deserve out on these UFL streets. Isaiah Winstead, great play last week. No one tweeted me. No one messaged me saying, Dundee, you're a fucking genius. It's okay. I'm going back to that. Well, 5,400. He's underpriced. He gets a shit ton of targets. He's their best wideout. I'm on the over in that game. Give me Isaiah Winstead. 5,400. Bet detective. What are you doing here?
I love that play. Like I said, he had 9 targets. So his price is absolutely insane. There's a couple of guys that are so cheap. I'm like, well, what am I going to? I could literally make a lineup for half the amount of money allotted here. There's just so many there. I'll give, if anyone wants any bonus plays, I'll go. So I'm going to dip into your guys. I'm going to steal a page. This is a guy I never roster, but I'm going to take a page from your guys and I'm going to go with that Jay Sternberger. When Corral got in there, he loves Sternberger. I mean, he hits them all the time. And like his numbers were not good week 1, but once Corral got in there, bam, 5-6 targets right in a row. So I like him this week a lot. 5,800. Give me Sternberger and Davion Davis.
He's on my lineup too. He's on my lineup too. Love Jay Sternberger.
So that's the page I've taken from you guys because I don't think I've ever rostered him.
There we go. J Mark, do you have a Sternberger on your roster? If not, then give me another wideout.
I don't have a Sternberger, but I do have a Winstead. Perez loves throwing that guy the ball. You could see he was just comfortable, even when under pressure. He was comfortable throwing it to him. He trusts him, and 5,400 too cheap. So yeah, I have Isaiah Winstead as one of my wide receivers.
And once again, if something happens to Perez, he gets injured, or they're just game script.
Mm-hmm.
Holton Naylor's former college roommate, backup quarterback for the Renegades. I all I have left is a defense. Anyone else got a wideout?
I have a flex I haven't given out yet.
All right. Fire.
And I went a little more solid. I went with Nate McCrary from Michigan. I mean, this San Antonio rush defense, they gave up like week 1, they gave up 270 yards and 4 touchdowns. They're just a disaster. And with Perkins, I think Michigan will be able to run the ball at will. With McCrary being the number 1 feature guy, he's at 6,300. So he's a higher ground guy for me. I have a couple guys that I'm like, I can't have too many wild card ceilings.
My only problem is, and it's a good play because Colburn's out.
Yeah.
But Mike Nolan's so goddamn predictable. Like the defense knows when to load the box.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, guess what? He's got to run. Oh, it's 3rd and 7. Of course, this is when they'll pass.
Sure. My counter to that is that they're not playing Birmingham this week.
Fair. Birmingham's defense really good. J Mark, your final guy on the roster.
Yeah, and I went back and forth between which running back on this team to roster, but I settled with CJ Marable coming back from being out for personal reasons. I think that he gets involved in this game in a different way than he did week 1, where he had 6 carries for only 9 yards, but he did have the touchdown reception. I just think they're going to lean on him a little bit more than Person's style. So I went with CJ Marable. He's 7,300.
And like I said, not an injury related to why he was gone last week. He's a new father.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it. He was a legend at Coastal Carolina. I'm down here at the beach, not far from their campus. Let's go.
Played for the Bears for a while too. And I'm a Bears fan, so I got
absolutely. Sure did.
Yeah. So the defense, there's only one play, right? Like there's just one obvious fucking play. And 4,100, the Showboat defense is going to
pop off the screen. That's what you do when you play UFL. When you go I pick defense first because then I build up from there. Who's playing Houston? You look it up, and then to find out it's only 4,100.
It's a bargain shopping,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And this Memphis defense is good too. They're not. It's not like a Rosen defense. They've been playing solid. So yeah, I think we all should and will have Memphis 4,100 defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, smash play.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's our lineups. And
let me toss a few out there just for anyone who's looking for a lineup, who's looking for value, looking for decent. And none of these guys made my starting lineup, but I think I do like that DC pass offense. They got a lot of receivers out there that you can get pretty cheap that are putting up huge numbers. Tamu throws the ball like 35, 40 times a game. No one's even coming close to that volume.
Well, that's wild because like 2 years ago, they were like a smash mouth team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
not this year. Well, Smith doesn't look good. He looks like, I mean, he's obviously coming off that injury at ACL. I don't think he's ready.
Well, they don't have health insurance. So you probably had like your, you went to the county hospital for that ACL repair.
And as much as I like Deion Jackson, I have Van Roster, and doesn't really look that efficient. So they kind of need to throw the ball. Ty Scott, obviously the most expensive receiver there, but if you're looking for a cheap bargain, for $5,000, Cornell Powell is my guy for DC. He's been doing it. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's got like 14 targets so far in like 2 games combined.
I like it. That's the edge you're going to get on the UFL Gambling Podcast. And following the Bet Detective. Check out the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. He's already given out heat as far as the Masters. He's covering
60-1 bomb.
Oh my God! Right from the start, he's
Rustin
killing it.
Rose.
He's fucking good old Dusty Rhodes getting it done.
Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Yeah, I'm sure right around the corner he's got the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs. The bottom. That's what's great about the Bottom Line Bombs. It's whatever's topical at the time. He even covered the goddamn Oscars, right?
I did.
All right.
We hit some good Oscar problems. We figured out we figured out the woke angle and how to get it. He's got to know their angle, you know.
Check it out, folks, and also check out the Old Fashioned Football Podcast coming up next. What the hell are you guys talking over there right now in the middle of April besides UFL action?
It's fucking draft month, man. We're kind of going over the AFC free agency changes and then talking division prices right now and team needs for the draft.
There we go.
J-Mark, don't leave this episode without showing you how you redecorated there behind you. What's that I see right behind you, hanging up on the wall, which I don't think I saw last week.
Yeah, well, you throwing that in there, that old-fashioned goddamn
jersey, the Byron Scott shirt. Hey,
it's there every time. What are you talking about?
I didn't see him last week, but now you're tweeting that.
Is that 2 of them? You have 2 of them?
Are coming up there.
I have a Scott and I have a Walter Payton.
Oh, and two legends.
That's right. Well, yeah, I mean, Brian Scott, we lobbied for him to get in the UFL. We said, what the hell is Houston doing?
What's the update on that campaign, J-Mark? Can we get him here? Have we contacted him?
I don't know. Nobody's calling him.
We gotta get him on there. We gotta get him. There's so many rosters.
Agents these days, they're just phoning that shit in. Yeah. For more on Brian Scott, I know he's a free agent, but was most recently last season playing in the CFL. Check out the CFL Gambling Podcast. We've been trying to get the Bet Detective to join the crew. He just doesn't, for whatever reason, he toured Canada and he said, you know what, no, I'm okay staying off this CFL Gambling Podcast.
I can pop into that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? It's it's a great season.
One of those 8-hour marathon shows. You get college basketball shows there, J-Mark. You get like
watch out now.
I'm like, is this a telethon? Is Moneyline Mac got a disease or something? What are we doing here?
But yeah, check out the CFL Gambling Podcast. Check out the college football experience, the college basketball experience with our 12-hour shows, the college baseball experience, and we just dropped a Frozen 4 episode with that going on. Big time hockey, college hockey going on in St. Louis, Missouri. Check out all those episodes, all those podcast platforms. Also check out the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN every Friday night. Myself, the Bet Detective, will be on, I believe, tomorrow night. So. Yeah, let's go check that stuff out. Till next time, folks. This is the UFL Gambling Podcast where crossroads meet bullshit. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can